filming.
I'm filming.
I'm filming.
I'm filming. Lights. Camera.
And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the
classic. Time.
Welcome back to another video, guys. I'm Alex. I can't see you, Jenny. Anyway, I want to thank you all for helping me get to 250 subscribers. It took longer than expected, but we finally did it, and thank you all so very much. Because of the present times, we can't really have a contest. So instead, I'll do a whole series on my entire record collection. I'm going to have to do this in sections because although I don't have the biggest collection in the world, it's still too big to fit into one video. So I'm going to do how my collection is organised. I'm going to show all the individual genres first. Then I'll go through the alphabet, and then I'll go through the 2 stacks of records I have that aren't organised in any way. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm going to do a whole collection. I'm going to start with my hip-hop section because it's the closest one in my record shelves. And then I'll go through each of the individual genres, the alphabet, like I said, and then the 2 random piles of records I have just sitting around the room. And if you guys want, I can go through my 12-inch singles and my 7-inch singles as well, but only if you guys definitely want to see that. So with that said and done, let's get this video underway, starting things off. How my hip-hop collection is organised, most of the genres are all in alphabetical order, except for my reggae section, I think. I think that's a bit random, but we're just going to go through the hip-hop section alphabetically. I'm going to try and speed through this because I filmed this video yesterday, but it ended up being over an hour long. So I'm going to try and get through this as quick as I can. So let's get into this. Tribe Called Quest's debut album, People's Instinctive Travels and the Paths of Rhythm, original UK pressing, 2014 reissue or 2016 reissue of Midnight Marauders, Tribe Called Quest. This was a gift from Tim at DJ Hainu when I visited the States last year, and we only just got a reissue of this back in the summer of 2019, so I'm glad I got this off Tim. That was a very, very nice surprise. And then I also have We Got It From Here, Thank You For Your Service from Tribe Called Quest, their most recent work. Joey Badass Rejects, this is a bootleg on yellow marbled vinyl. His debut album, very, very nice to have that. Beastie Boys, Licensed to Ill, original UK press. Paul's Boutique by Beastie Boys, another original UK press. Blue and Exile, In the Beginning Before the Heavens. This is a follow-up to their 2007 album, In the Beginning. No, sorry. I think, was it Before the Heavens or In the Beginning? It was one of them two that they put out in 2007. This is just unreleased stuff that didn't make that album. So obviously there's songs on here with people like Elo Black and people like that. Very good album, very underrated from 2017 in my opinion. Boogie Down Productions, Entertainment, You Know the Rules is the big track on here. And yeah, this is an original UK press. For Nubian's Foundation, promo copy, gold stamp promo of this, or this is an American pressing. As is this, Busta Rhymes, When Disaster Strikes, my new favourite Busta Rhymes album. I did originally buy this for somebody else, but ended up liking it so much that I kept it. But of course, it's got Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See, Turn It Up is my favourite track on this album. So I had to grab that. Then I have this reissue, 2018 reissue I think, of Extinction Level Event, The Final Frontier. Well, no, The Final World Front. It's on orange and white vinyl. So it comes like that. Very, very nice vinyl there.
Beautiful.
And yeah, it's a very nice... That's actually a very, very good pressing of this album, so glad I have that one in the collection. Cypress Hill Black Sunday, this is the 2019 reissue, I think. No, sorry, 2018 reissue of this, because original pressings go for crazy amounts of money, but I'm glad to have this reissue. Das Effects, Hold It Down. This is on green vinyl, and this was limited to 1,000 copies. This is, like I said, it's on green vinyl. This was a birthday present for my 22nd birthday, but this is an American issue of this on the Music on Vinyl label. Very, very nice. There's a Soul the Grind date. This is an original press. DJ Premier, the Golden Years. DJ Premier Golden Years, the remixes, excuse me. An unofficial release, but very, very nice. US pressing. DJ Shadow, The Mountain Has Fallen EP. This is the only thing by DJ Shadow I own, because you don't really see his stuff a whole lot. But yeah, I bought this for the track Systematic, which features Nas. Dr. Dre's The Chronic 2001. This is a 2014 reissue of this, and I actually prefer this album to The Chronic, but that's just me because I grew up listening to this album like religiously. Same thing with this guy, Eminem, the Slim Shady LP. He's the whole reason I'm into rap and hip hop as much as I am. Curtain Calls The Hits. I remember my friend playing this when I was around his house one day, and I was just blown away by it. So ever since then I've been hooked on Eminem. And if you're not like a massive Eminem fan like me, this is pretty much all you need, because this is all his early stuff wrapped into one album. I think this is an original pressing as well, so stoked about that. Oh, and the Eminem, the Slim Shady LP, I think is a 2013 reissue, but I would love to have a better copy of that because the pressing's not very good. Recovery by Eminem, one of my personal favourites, but only because I was a teenager around the time this came out, and it helped me through some really tough times in my life. And this is also, I believe, an original press. And then this 2015 release of Live at Comerica Park, even though the concert was in like 2010 or 11, somewhere around there. I don't know if it's an unofficial press or not. I'm not that up on this, but it's not the best pressing. It's decent, not the worst I've ever heard for a live album. But there's definitely better ones out there. I just bought it because I really liked the performance while I wasn't there, and wish I could have been at the time. The track listing is very, very good, and he has loads of guest appearances. EPMD's Strictly Business, original UK press. This is Eric B. Rakim, the remixes. Might put this in my 12-inch singles collection later on down the line, but for now it's in my album set. Evidence, whether or not it's the same Evidence who was part of the hip-hop group Dilated Peoples. This has got production from people like DJ Premier. Very underrated album in my opinion from 2018, really good. Comes on, double album, comes on nice turquoise coloured vinyl. The 2019 reissue, or was it 18? I don't know, I'm not 100% sure. But this is the reissue of 50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Trying with the lenticular Iron Man cover. Comes on red vinyl, comes with an exclusive Marvel comic. Pressing's not that great. So really just have this for collection purposes, but may get another copy down the line. If I don't, I'm happy with this one. Animal Ambition by 50 Cent, not my favourite album from him, but it is an original press from 2014. On to some UK hip hop here, 4 Owls. This is a 2018 pressing of their 2011 album on yellow splattered vinyl. Very, very nice stuff. Boom bap, but with a British twang. So if you like boom bap hip hop, definitely give them a listen. And I also have their second album, Natural Order, 2018 press. A reissue of their 2015 album. This is on red and blue vinyl. Fugees, The Score. This is the Vinyl Me Please exclusive pressing of this. So 2016 it was released, and it comes on orange and black vinyl. Next we have Gangstar, Moment of Truth. Original UK press, triple vinyl, DJ friendly vinyl, and very, very nice. One of my pride and joy is this. This is an absolute, I was buzzing when I got this off of a Facebook seller for a decent price, but very, very nice to have. And I do also have One of the Best Yet by Gangstar, their latest release. And I forgot to mention this in my honorable mentions of 2019 when I did my top 10 video. not too long ago, because I actually did forget this album came out last year. Group Home Living Proof. This is an American reissue from 2017. Another one I picked up when I was in America last year, because we don't have a reissue of this over here in the UK. I think we've only got the originals, which you just don't ever see because they are super expensive. But yeah, I had to grab this when I found it at a really, really good price. And then I also have Jazzmatazz by Guru, the 2018 reissue on Music on Vinyl, limited to 5,000 copies, but it's on a very nice blue vinyl, and this is a one Guru solo album that is worth owning in my opinion, if you're going to have any of them. Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, 2016 reissue. Very nice pressing of that. Ice Cube's War and Peace Volume 2, an original pressing from 2001. Not the best Ice Cube album, but definitely one of my favourites from him. J-Rock's Redemption. I saw him opening for Schoolboy Q back in January, and it just reminded me how much I love this album, because it is my favourite album of 2018, which I forgot to mention when I did my 2018 video, because I completely forgot all about this album, and I didn't own it at the time of making that video. Of course, contains tracks from Kendrick, Lamar, SZA, J. Cole, Future, etc. But yeah, very, very good album. Jay-Z's Magna Carta, Holy Grail, original 2013 pressing of this. Not his best album, but not by a long shot. I loved it when it first came out, and then going back over it, I loved the first half of this album. I wasn't too keen on the second half, so I do need to go back and give this album another listen. But this is still, it's Jay-Z. I mean, he's one of the first rappers I kind of discovered on my own, so do like a bit of Jay-Z. J. Cole's For Your Eyes Only. This is a bootleg on red vinyl. Do wish I had an official pressing of this, but it doesn't come with this cover, so that's the only downside. J. Dilla, The Diary of J. Dilla. It's an album he put out after he died, of him doing rap vocals, and loads of his producer friends did the production on this one, so not his best album, but it's still decent. Jerry the Damager, The Sun Rises in the East. This is only half the album. I wish I had both half the album, because it is a pretty good album, but yeah, I only own one of the records in this one. Kendrick Lamar, Section 80. This is obviously a bootleg because it never came out officially, but it's a very, very good debut album. But of course, I do prefer his follow-up, Good Kid, Mad City, on Interscope, with featuring tracks from Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige, Drake, J-Rock, and obviously production from Dre himself and Scoop DeVille, and so many big producers on this album. But this is a Czech Republic pressing. I don't have To Pimp a Butterfly, I'm missing that one, but I do have Damn, which is basically just, he's taken my favourite album of 2017, which I've talked about before and recently as well, and he basically takes the styles of all three of his previous albums and puts them into this one. Cool Mo D, Funky Funky Wisdom. He has a track on here called Gangsta Boogie, which is obviously a diss track to LL Cool J. This is my favourite Cool Mo D album as well, so I do want to own some more from him, but you just never see his stuff around. Lil Baby, Street Gossip, a mixtape of his that came out in 2018. I got this on Christmas Eve. It is on Motown Records. So it's very rare to see Motown doing stuff outside of soul music, but one of my favourite labels, had to grab it. Talked about this guy not too long ago, LL Cool J. I have 3 of his first 4 albums. I'm missing obviously his debut, but this is his second album, Bad, featuring the massive hit I'm Bad. Original UK press from 1987. This is another original UK press, Walking with a Panther. This is from 1989, and then this 2014 repress of Mama Said Knock You Out from 1990 originally. Wish I had an original pressing of this one, but I can't, you never see them, so glad to have that one. Continuing on, I have Main Source, Breaking Atoms. This is a 2017 repress of the album. I think it was released on the anniversary of the album or something. Yeah, the 30th anniversary official reissue on blue vinyl. This was the prize I got for winning a contest that Tim was hosting last year. I had to import this from the States, but I found it at a very good price, so I grabbed that as my prize winnings. One of my favourite albums, because I was annoyed that I missed out on the 12-inch single for Looking at the Front Door, which Tim grabbed while we were digging in Florida. The Natural by Mike Geronimo. Underground hip-hop, boom bap, but it's very, very good. It's also the first appearance of Ja Rule and DMX features on this album. So that's from 1995, original press. Not an expensive album at all, so you can probably track it down on Discogs. I'd recommend listening to this album, and if you like it, tracking a copy down, because it's very, very good. Nas God's Son, original press. This is a promo copy with the promo sticker there. My favourite Nas album. I'll agree, Illmatic's probably his best. This is my personal favourite, just because it's got Made You Look, it's got Warrior Song, Thugs Mention, even Zone Out's on this album, and Revolutionary Warfare, so very, very good album. This is also an original press. This is Naughty by Nature's debut as Naughty by Nature, because they obviously had an album out before this. OPP's the big song on here, also Wickedest Man Alive, 1, 2, 3, Pin the Tail on the Donkey, Yoke the Joker, fantastic song. So yeah, original UK press. And Nemesis, Munchies for Your Bass. This is another original UK press on Profile. 91, they're sort of similar to Beastie Boys and Run DMC, what they were doing at the time, but they were just a little bit late to the game. So I don't know if they ever made it that big, but they're pretty decent in my opinion. I actually really like them. So if you like that old school 80s hip hop that uses like rock samples like Run DMC and Beastie Boys did, you might like Nemesis, because the song Let's Have a Good Time features a sample of Whole Lot of Love by Led Zeppelin, so definitely give that song a listen. Nucleus, Jam on Revenge, original UK pressing, 1984, electronic hip hop. Did pick this one up not too long ago. Notorious B.I.G. This is a reissue of how the album came out originally in '94. With 9 tracks instead of 17. My favourite Biggie album. I would love to have the version of the album with all 17 tracks, but I'll settle with this one for the time being, because I do also have this reissue, 2017 reissue of Born Again, the album that came out after Biggie died, produced by Faith Evans and Puff Daddy and Floetta Wallace, who was Biggie's mother. They all had a say in the production on this, which is why there's also so many featured artists, because Biggie had already recorded vocals, and Faith and Puff and Floetta all put them together, made some beats, and also put loads of featured artists together. Not the best Biggie album, it's a bit iffy, but I do like a few songs on this album. I think it's very good, so happy to own this one. That was a gift from my grandmother a couple of Christmases ago, so I'm very happy to own that one. Straight Outta Compton, 2014 reissue. I assume everybody just knows this one. I mean, they made a movie about it, so whether you're into hip hop or not, you know NWA's Straight Outta Compton album. More UK hip hop here. Ocean Wisdom, Wizville, one of my favourites from the UK hip hop scene. He's got songs on here with Method Man and Dizzy Rascal, who you guys may know. The song he does with Method Man is the one I could recommend checking out the most. That, Perspectives, Eye Contact, and then Brick or Bat. Any of them songs. It's on the same label as 4 Hours, who I showed earlier, but this is a very, very good album. Pete Rock and CL Smooth. Mecca Gave Birth to the Soul Brother. This is a German press from 1993. So it comes with 2 bonus tracks that weren't on the original press of this album. Along the lines of Pete Rock, I do have Return of the SP1200, the album that came out on the last record store day. I have this in my hip hop section because I don't have a section for beats and breaks and things like that. But when I do, this will go in there. But for now, it's in my hip hop section. P Rhymes the 2. With Royce da 5'9" being the main vocalist and DJ Premier on production. Phenomenal album. Check this out if you are a fan of Premier like I am. Next up, we have Public Enemy. Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold His Back. Their second album, probably the best second album that any band has ever come out with, has Bring the Noise, Don't Believe the Hype, Rebel Without a Pause, Black Steel in the Hour of Chaos, Now Living Bassheads, very, very good album, but that's a 2014 reissue. I prefer their third album to that one, Fear of a Black Planet. This is also a 2014 reissue, but this has Fight the Power, Can't Do Nothing For You Man, War at 33 1/3, Power to the People, Welcome to the Terror Dome, 911 is a Joke. Just a fantastic album. I prefer this one, although both are very, very good albums, but this is probably my number. If I was to recommend a hip hop album to somebody who's not that into hip hop, this is my go-to every single time. Raekwon, Only Built for Cuban Links. This is a 2016 repress, music on vinyl press. It didn't have the original music on vinyl sleeve when I bought it, so that's a bit of a shame, but the pressing is really, really good, and one of my favourite debut albums from a Wu-Tang Clan member, so had to grab that one. Sremmurd, original 2016 press. These guys are modern sort of trap music, as it's called, but this is very, very good. It has Black Beatles on it, Real Chill with Kodak Black. They're the two songs I would recommend checking out. For Black Beatles, it was massive. It has like 600 million, maybe more now, hits on YouTube, so that just gives you an idea of how big that song was. Redman, There Is a Dark Side. This is the 2015 reissue of this, I believe, but I found this cheap. My favourite Redman album, very, very underrated Redman album in my opinion. Rick Ross, Rather You Than Me, original press from 2017. I'm not a massive Rick Ross fan, I'm putting that out there. I just bought this when he fell ill, just in case he, you know, bit the bucket. But thankfully he's still with us, so... What?
I just bought it in case he died.
Yeah, pretty much. I did though, that's the only reason I bought it. There's a few good tracks on the album. Not a massive fan, but just in case he died and his album shot up in price, I have it. Run DMC, King of Rock, the only Run DMC album I own on vinyl, but it's an original US pressing from '85. Schoolboy Q's Crash Talk, not my favourite album from him. Made my top 10 of 2019 though. Still a good album, but he's definitely had better albums in his catalogue. But like I said, still a decent album, and I was lucky enough to see him back in January of this year. Next up, Schooly D, Smoke Some Kill, good album, original UK press from '88, and there are two songs on here that feature samples from Herbie Hancock's Headhunters, which is the main reason I picked this album up. Don't Smoke Rock by Smoke DZA and Pete Rock. Decent mixtape. It is a bootleg, yes, but very, very nice. Has some great tracks on it, like Hold the Drums, Milestone, Dust to Dusk, Until Then, and Black Superhero Car are all great, but the whole mixtape's just phenomenal. This comes on a nice purple marbled vinyl, so definitely worth checking that out. Steady B, What's My Name? Original US press from '87, very underrated hip-hop album in my opinion. I hardly see anyone talking about it, but it is a pretty stellar album. Talib Kweli, Radio Silence from 2017, very good Talib Kweli album. Original press from 2017. My favourite track on here is the song Travelling Light with Anderson .Paak, so that's the main reason I picked that one up. Travis Scott's Astral World, my second favourite album of 2018. Every song on here is incredible, but this is the band night cover that I had to import all the way from America, so that's a very nice, that was a very nice addition to the collection when I got it. Something I forgot to talk about earlier when I talked about Public Enemy, this is probably my favourite box set. This is my favourite box set in the collection, and maybe my favourite Public Enemy album in my collection, even though I love Fear of a Black Planet. I'm still looking out for an original copy of that one, but I do have this live box set they put out in 2015, I believe, live at Metropolis Studios. It's the box set, comes with a double CD set, the Blu-ray, 2 clear vinyl discs, and comes in this massive box, as you can see. Very, very nice edition of this. When they did a show in 2014, the vinyl came out in 2015, but it's basically a Public Enemy Greatest Hits, and this is the closest I've ever got to seeing Public Enemy live. Very small stack left to get through. This is UTFO's Skeezer Pleaser album. This is an original US pressing, which contains the remix to Split Personality. This is also a gold stamp promo. Very, very proud to own this one. Whistle, which also comes with the 12-inch single of their big track Just Buggin', which was like I said, their biggest track. 1986 on Champion Records. Houdini, Open Sesame, original UK press from 87. My second favourite Houdini album, because you never ever see Houdini stuff around. I would love to pick up Escape if I can ever see it, but until then I have this one. 2014 repress of 36 Chambers, my number one Wu-Tang album, one of my favourite hip-hop albums of all time. Very, very good stuff on here. We also have Wu Chronicles. This is a compilation, an original pressing of this. Contains songs from that feature Wu-Tang members or were written by Wu-Tang members, so very, very nice to have that. Wu-Tang versus the Beatles. This is Enter the Magical Mystery Chambers. What this is a bootleg mixtape of Wu-Tang songs that have been changed to sample Beatles songs. So it's a very nice, it's actually a very good mixtape. I haven't sold it to you that well, but if you like both, definitely give this a listen because it's a very, very good mixtape. A Better Tomorrow, yes, it's a bootleg. I don't care what you think, and no, I don't care what you think about bootlegs. Not the best Wu-Tang album, but was the first Wu-Tang album I owned. The Saga Continues by Wu-Tang Clan, 2017 album. Doesn't feel like a Wu-Tang album. Feels like more of a hip-hop album with Wu-Tang featuring Wu-Tang members. It's still a good album. I'm not putting it down for being a bad album. It's not. It's a good album. It just doesn't feel like the rest of Wu-Tang's discography. Next up is XXXTentacion with Question Mark. Rest in peace. I obviously bought this just after he died, but features the songs Sad and my favourite song on here, Infinity 888, which features Joey Badass, who I talked about earlier.
Oh, silly bitch. Sorry.
A lot of great stuff on this album, so happy to have that one. And finally, we have Exhibit at the Speed of Life, original UK pressing of this album. Very, very good stuff here. Features a lot of great producers, a great debut from Exhibit. I bought this back when, actually I don't think I even paid for this. I think this was a freebie chucked in because the guy was just struggling to sell it, and I told him I was interested. He said, "Oh, that thing, just take it." So, yeah, Exhibit at the Speed of Life, original press from 1986. Right, that's everything I have to show for this video. Sorry it stretched out a bit longer than I would have liked, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video nonetheless. If you do want to see more of these videos where I go through my whole collection and just show you things that I have in all the different sections, please let me know. Leave a like and some comments down below. What are you doing?
I'm stitching your back.
Thanks. Yeah, leave a like down below. Leave some nice comments. Subscribe if you're not already. Hit the bell notification so you can know when I upload next. And with that, I will see you guys all again very soon.
Astral.
Peace.
You're licking my kneecap for you.